It's always friends and family. They always ask you for the worst fucking tattoos.
By all means, get unoriginal shit, but like be self-aware.
He went to get like actual cotton plant, like the two, you know, like how it comes out of the ground.
So I'm like, fuck the police. I'm like, that's a terrible idea.
There was one that was like money over bitches.
He wanted the same sugar skull as his girlfriend. He wanted the same flower. Like palm-sized tattoos, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a pretty crazy idea to do, but you know, it came out nice. But like, why the hell would you want the same thing as your girlfriend? Like, get something else.
A jambalaya.
What?
You know, it's one of those tattoos that like, hey, can I get this, and that? Like a jambalaya, like, let's go, like with the praying hands and like the doves and like the names of a full family. Like this guy has a family of 12 people and he wants all their names in one tattoo but makes it look good. I'm like, how do you make 12 names look good?
She wanted to put all her entire life in one particular tattoo. And it was so unbelievable, complicated, and disconnected. She wanted a Buddha with the jeans pants that didn't look like a Buddha at all. And it was inside of a cage, and the cage had the door open, and there was some birds flying outside of the cage, and there was many symbols attached to the cage. And she wanted to represent all that in a very tiny space. So I think that was one of the most horrific ideas I've ever heard in my life.
This man came, he went to get like actual cotton plant. White man, black girl, right? Just putting that out there. And I was interested as to why, and he wanted me specifically, like why you want me, you know, specifically to tattoo this on you. And I got there, I didn't know what I was doing until I got there. So I spoke to him and he was like that he wanted to give back, you know, he wanted to give back like in some kind of way. Like he grew up, I think it was Mississippi or something, in cotton fields, and like he had gone to like an African American history museum recently that like spoke to him, and he felt the need to get this permanently tattooed on his body.
Infinity sign is the most stupid one.
I gotta fuck the police on the forehead. That was the one. I didn't do it though, I don't know why. And then I definitely got a swastika. Someone asked me to do a swastika on like the cheek, and I was like, yeah, nah, dude.
And what were these people?
So I'm like, fuck the police. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. I'm not doing that, like I'm not. And then the swastika guy, he just looked like a regular guy. And he wanted me to do it, which was even weirder. I'm like, wow, like I'm not even white. Like it's, all right, no, I'm not doing that.
When I was like an apprentice, I did one of those little lawnmower men on someone's pubes, which was like, you know, just why? There was one that was like money over bitches. And I was like, and my first joke about that after he'd left was like, people who want money over bitches tattooed on them never have any money or any bitches.
The problem comes when you get a tattoo that is boring and that everybody fucking wants, but you think it's super exclusive. I think the split in that is where I find it to be done. Where I'm like, if you want to get a tattoo that everybody has, get a tattoo that everyone has. It's totally fine to get like anchors and snakes and like that shit's tight. I love it. But if you're getting something, and like, thank God that like the whole like infinity, you know, Pinterest shit is, I think, kind of on the way out. But there was a time where everyone was getting this and they had this sort of like, fucking, they got a little too much live, love, laugh in their blood, so they think that it's like really original, but it just isn't.
They're more like practical things. One is copying someone's work directly. That's among the worst. Another one is trying to fit everything about your life into one tattoo on your wrist.
Clients always come in with great tattoo ideas. Friends and family want garbage and they want terrible ideas, and you don't want to do it on them because then you have to look at it for the rest of your or their life. A friend of mine was dating a girl for about 3 days. They didn't speak each other's languages. She came from Japan, and they had a translator translate their whole 1 week affair. And he wanted her name tattooed on him. And I told him no. And he had a full mental breakdown in the shop, got into a full argument with me, embarrassed me in front of my mentor and everyone that I work with went to St. Mark's. I don't know which shop. Came back, and it was all blown out, and it was like total shit. And he came back, and he did that thing that angry guys do, where they look for something on a table and like just want to smash it off to like tell me how angry they are without hitting me. And that's that. And I'm glad I didn't do that tattoo. And they never saw each other again. And he still has that shit tattoo in his arm, and we're not friends.
Okay, so the weird, and I always tell this because it's the weirdest thing I've ever been hit with, but I was 100% down to do it. But my the shop owner was just like not having it. He was just like, you shouldn't do that. So one of my friends wanted the devil having sex with the Virgin Mary, and I'm extremely Catholic, but I just thought that shit was funny as hell, and I was like down to do it, but it didn't end up happening. Still down to do it though.
Okay, this one's not gonna sound very terrible, and I hate to even bring it up, but I had somebody, I had done a tattoo on them previously of like a little moon, and he had asked for me to do something around it. I was like, yeah, sure, dude, no problem. He sends me a picture of his arm, and he's like, I want to do some trees and some silhouettes. You've all seen the photoshopped image of the tree silhouette with birds and stuff. I was like, yeah, dude, sure, for sure. And then he sent another photo of the same arm, kind of like, but like drawing it, but then he showed me that he wanted it upside down so that it would be kind of like facing him. And I was like, oh dude, like no way, I'm not gonna do that upside down. That's such a big tattoo, and it's gonna look upside down when you stand up. And of course he was like, well, it's gonna be right side up for me. And I straight up was just like, man, it's not gonna look good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that one.